coming to you tonight. It's Tuesday. I'm going to do what I'm calling a Tuesday talk just to give you some general information and some updates on some things we have coming up this week. We've had to change gears a little bit and back up a little bit in a few ways. So I'm going to tell you about all that. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure that we are good on all of our social media networks here. So if you're with us, as I always ask you to do, please make sure that you give us a like, that you share this video. Help me get as many people on here as possible. That always helps us here. And I'm going to mess with something here just for a second. So Jesse, I see you. Let me see if I can get this chat window to work. So I know we're good on Facebook. I see us on Facebook. Let me check there we go. We got Shannon Matters. We got Jesse. I don't know why that's giving us a little error there, but anyway, let me make sure that we are good on all of these other social media outlets, and we'll get started. This shouldn't take very long, but I do want to make sure that I answer some questions that have been asked. Some of you guys saw that text go out last night or yesterday afternoon and saw an emergency meeting for Wednesday and began to freak out a little bit, but there's nothing to freak out about. As I said in our business meeting that we had last Sunday or Sunday before last, emergency does not always mean bad things. As a matter of fact, emergency in this case means good things, just as it did with our business meeting a few weeks ago. So don't get nervous, don't get anxious. There are just some things that we have to take care of, and it's all good stuff. It's all born out of good stuff. Okay. So again, I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Tuesday. It's August the 2nd. We're going to have a little talk together, and I appreciate all you guys hopping on. I see all you guys. I'm not going to say hey to everybody, but hey, everybody who's on, like the video, share the video, get it out. And so, on Sunday mornings, I don't always have a lot of time to talk about practical things. We're preaching and we're singing and we're doing the things that we do on Sunday mornings. And Sunday morning was an awesome service, by the way. The Lord moved mightily Sunday morning, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. God has been good to NBC, Derek. That's exactly right. But on Sunday mornings, I don't get a lot of time. I could take time, but I don't take a lot of time to talk about a lot of the practicalities, a lot of the on the ground things that are going on. And as you guys know, we kind of made a big deal about August the 7th being that Sunday where we were going to kind of kick things off for the new year and make a new start. And bottom line is we're going to bump that back a week. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why we need to meet tomorrow night. So if you have just a few minutes, hang out with me. If you have any questions, shoot them out here and I'll answer them for you. Okay. So tomorrow night, we're going to meet at 6 o'clock at the church. We'll meet in the fellowship hall. We're going to provide pizza for you, and we're going to go over some very practical things. This is not going to be a servant leader meeting where I tell you what that means and those kind of things. We will mention some servant leader opportunities. I'll mention those in just a second here as well. But the main goal of tomorrow night will be to actually do some work around the church and to get us ready to launch into a new season of ministry. And I'll tell you what that means as well. But before we do that, I want to kind of go over once again the mission of our church. Okay. Loving God, making disciples, equipping saints, serving others. That's why we exist. That's why we do what we do at Nicholson Baptist Church. And so within that, and within, Derek said it best, God has been good to NBC. We have grown exponentially, guys. We have grown. We came on board in October of 2020, and we started back with Wednesday nights and kids ministries and youth ministries there in the wintertime in February and March of 2021. And so those things have only been going on for a little over a year and a half or so. We started back with in groups with our Sunday school in groups in September of 2021. So we're not even yet into a year into our Sunday school in groups. And so the reason I mention those things is we're still figuring things out as we go. And again, within fulfilling our mission and with God blessing us, we have grown and grown and grown to the point that last Sunday, when everybody finally came back from being on vacation, it was quite an eye opener, especially in our kids' church. Okay. Those of you who were there, if you looked around, there were over 300 people in the service. Okay. There were over 100 people down in kids church. There were over 400 people on our property. Okay. And that's a lot for a normal Sunday. That's a lot for a normal Sunday. And so what we were immediately alerted to, and what we spent a large part of yesterday talking about as a staff, is the fact that we have to make some adjustments to create more space. Okay. Creating more space is never easy. There's only so much space on our property, and the next step beyond that would be going to 2 services. I've talked about that before. It's not something that I would love to do, but it's certainly something that I would do if I felt like it would help us to continue to grow. But before we take that step, we certainly want to maximize the space that we have. Okay. And so in that's what we'll be doing tomorrow night is really thinking through and really we want to move everything and do everything we can tomorrow night to make as much space as we can, particularly for our nursery and our kids church and our kids in groups. Our kids ministries are just exploding. And again, all glory to God. It's an awesome thing. But with growth, as I've talked about many times since we've come, with growth comes challenges. All right. With growth comes changes. With growth comes costs. And so those are the things we're going through right now. We've got to be very purposeful when we talk about how we deal with those things going forward. Okay. So the very first thing I want to tell you, because I haven't been as intentional about this as I would like to have been, and it was called to my attention again this week. We need nursery workers, y'all. Okay. We've put out all the servant leader opportunities. You guys were able to fill out sheets on Sunday morning, but the bottom line is we had almost 20 babies in the nursery on Sunday. Okay. And I think we only had maybe 3 or 4 servant leaders in there. Okay. If we're going to continue to offer a nursery, we have to have servant leaders in our nursery. And when guests come to our church, particularly those with small children, one of the very first things we want them to see is that we have a fully functioning nursery that is aesthetically pleasing, that looks good, that smells good, and that is full of people ready and willing to serve our babies. Okay. I know. Very few people want to be in the nursery just, in and of yourself. I get that. All right. But service is all about sacrifice. Jesus said, I've not come to be served, but to serve, to give my life as a ransom for many. Service is about sacrifice. Okay. So we're going to need some people to step up and serve in the nursery on a weekly basis. And again, our goal is a rotation. We don't want the same people. And that's what we have right now. We have the same 2 or 3 people week in and week out, and they're not getting into service. We want them into service with us. So if you guys are out there and you're listening to this, please consider giving us a week in the nursery. Okay. If you guys are Nicholson Baptist Church folks, you're invested at NBC, you're a member of NBC, you're attending faithfully at NBC, and you have kids in the nursery, you need to seriously consider serving in the nursery 1 week per month. Okay. If you're a guest, if you're a visitor, if you're not, if you're still trying to make a decision, well, we're not asking you to serve. Okay. But we have to have people in the nursery and pre-K and K1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5 and middle school and high school, adult classes, adult ministries. We have to have servant leaders to make those things work, or the alternative is we don't have them. Okay. And that's it. That's the only alternative. I can't do it. Matt can't do it. Miss Kay can't do it. We have to have people to come alongside, and we have to have an army of people ready and willing to do that. So at the very least, I'm asking you to pray about serving specifically in the nursery. Okay. Now, with that being said, the very first thing we need to address is the size of our nursery. Okay. And so I'll talk about this again tomorrow night, and we'll begin to do this. But here's our vision. We're going to take the nursery and pre-K and make them both nursery. Okay. So the nursery, where the nursery is now, will be for non-walkers. Okay. The pre-K room will be for walkers. Okay. Which means pre-K has to go over to the K1 room. So pre-K will go to the K1 room. K1 will go to the 2-3 room. All right. And so beginning after Wednesday night, we're going to have a nursery all along that back wall. Pre-K will move over to K1. K1 will move over to 2-3. Okay. Now, 2-3 presents a problem because on Sunday, I know of 2-3 had about 25 kids in it. Okay. And none of our rooms are equipped to serve 25 kids in one room. Okay. And so during kids church, we're going to take our 2-3, we're going to move them up to the middle room, the center room where Alan Harbin has met, where Tim Thomas is currently meeting. And we're going to have to talk through the logistics of that and what that looks like. 4 or 5 is good to stay where they are right now, but we need a bigger room for 2-3. And so, again, one of the things we'll talk about in depth and begin to do Wednesday night, tomorrow night, will be to actually physically begin to move people from, or move classes from room to room. And according to Ms. Kay, there's not a whole lot that we have to do there, but those of you who've served before know there are curriculum notebooks, there are posters, there are things that go along with curriculum. We're going to have to really dig in and figure out what goes where and where we're going to be best, where it's going to be best to serve our kids. That's the bottom line. We want our kids to not be packed into these rooms. We want to maximize our space. Excuse me, even if we have to move some things around. And I see some of you guys have said you'll sign up and you'll serve. And guys, I appreciate you. I love you. We're still going through all those forms from Sunday and figuring that out. But I just wanted to make a plea because I haven't done it in a long time. Please serve in our nursery if you're willing and able. Okay. Another thing we'll do tomorrow is we're going to begin to clean up and clean out stuff. Hear me very well. I love each and every one of you. I love our church, everybody from birth to the grave, everybody from 1-year-old to 99-year-old, everybody in our church. Okay. But beginning tomorrow night, if we find things on the property that are no longer being used and no longer functional, we are going to get rid of those things. Okay. I don't care whose it is. I don't care who donated it, who brought it. If it's not functional and all it's doing is taking up space, we're going to get rid of it. Okay. That doesn't mean we're going to throw it away necessarily, but we're going to get rid of it because we are out of space. Okay. So we'll store the things that we're still using, but tomorrow night we're going to begin to purge Nicholson Baptist Church. Okay. And again, that's not to hurt anybody's feelings. That's a wonderful thing that we're having so many people that we're having to really think about what we're using and what we're not using. But if there's something there that you want specifically, you may want to stop by tomorrow night. All right. These meetings that we have, y'all, you get privy to some insider information, so to speak. Not that we have insiders, but you get to have first access to a lot of information. Okay. You get to have access to some things that other people may not until Sunday. Okay. You get to find out some things first that other people are going to find out Sunday, and you get to help make some decisions if you come to these meetings that you don't if you don't come to these meetings. Okay. So tomorrow night at 6 o'clock is a big deal. Be there tomorrow night if you have strong feelings about anything that I'm talking about right now. Okay. But again, our heart is not to get rid of your stuff. Our heart is not to get rid of the church's stuff. Our heart, though, is to get rid of things that are obstructing spaces and creating obstacles toward growth and obstacles towards using these spaces and facilities in the way in which they were intended. Okay. And so again, please hear my heart. It's not out of meanness. It's not out of spite, but we've got to get rid of some stuff, and we'll begin to do that tomorrow night. Okay. If you have told me you would teach a class, adult class, Wednesday night adult class, young adult class, we've had some general conversations. If that's you, I need you to be there tomorrow night or to contact me, okay? Because we've got to get these things on the books. We've got to know what you're going to teach. We've got to know when you're going to teach it or when you're going to share it if it's a group. And we've got to know where. That's the most important thing. We've got to figure out a plan to maximize all of our space. And so I know we had a couple, and I've been in contact with them, who's going to teach a young adult, like an 18 to 29-year-old class on Sunday mornings. We know where we're going to put them. I know I talked to a young man about leading a Wednesday night Bible study for adults. We're good on that. But if there's anybody else who's kind of fallen through the cracks, guys, I need to talk to you ASAP, because on Sunday, August the 14th, we want to know what direction we're heading in and what we have to offer for everybody. Okay. Clothes closet. We got rid of a lot of stuff during the community backpack give back, which is an awesome thing. Okay. But we want to keep our clothes closet stocked so that we can serve our community at least once a month throughout the year, and hopefully increasing those opportunities incrementally as we can, which means we need to restock our clothes closet. Okay. So if you guys have clothes laying around, if you guys have shoes laying around, toys, whatever, we need to begin to prepare for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay. So bring those things over to the church. We have a house for those things that we can put them in, and we can sort those. And again, our hope and our heart is to open that clothes closet at least once a month, and hopefully we increase those offerings as we can. But we need people to serve in the clothes closet as well. Another opportunity there that we probably didn't even put on that sheet Sunday. But we're going to need people to serve in the clothes closet, okay? And so that's basically what we'll talk about tomorrow night. We'll get a little bit more in depth, but I don't plan on talking for very long tomorrow night. I've been on for 14 minutes now. I plan on working tomorrow night, and I hope all of you guys who are able will come out and pitch in, and we'll have a plan, and we'll proceed with getting things done. I would like to mention, just in case you're interested, Wednesday night, August 10th, is going to be our kickoff for back to school. Okay, so from Wednesday night, August the 10th through December, unless something changes with a fall break or something like that, we'll be meeting from 6:30 to 8 from Wednesday night, August the 10th, all the way through December. And so on Wednesday night, August the 10th, we'll have water slides, we'll have slip and slide kickball set up, we'll have pizza, we'll have Kona ice. It'll be very VBX-ish on Wednesday night, August the 10th. Okay, so that is for pre-K through 12th grade. Hopefully we'll have an adult class meeting that night. Hopefully we'll have our musicians and our choir meeting that night. We'll talk about what that'll look like tomorrow night, and some changes with some timing and things like that. But we're ready to get started back on Wednesday nights. And Wednesday night, August the 10th, will be that kickoff back into services on Wednesday night. Okay. And then Sunday, August the 14th, is going to be our big opening Sunday for the fall. Hopefully all of our offerings will be ready. Hopefully all of our classrooms will be ready. We'll be ready for 400 plus people, and we'll be ready to get going on Sunday, August the 14th. We're also going to do Friend Day. I mentioned Friend Day on Sunday, that we might do a Friend Day this coming Sunday. And let me be clear, every Sunday's Friend Day. Invite your friends, invite your neighbors, invite everybody to come with you to Nicholson Baptist Church. But on Sunday, August the 14th, we're going to make a big push toward everybody bringing friends, okay? Everybody bringing friends on Sunday, August the 14th, okay? That will be Friend Day. That will be kickoff day for the fall. That will be hopefully the day that everything is going the way it should be going. And of course, you guys know as well as I do, there are going to be hiccups, and there are going to be glitches, and there are going to be things that go wrong. But that's no excuse for us not to sit down and plan and prepare and try to be as proactive as possible with making sure those things don't happen. Okay. Zellner, is Luke's birthday on the 10th? If it is, that's awesome. We will throw him a huge party. Adriana, thank you for saying you'll be in there. Shannon, again, thank you. Danielle, thank you guys for volunteering to be in the nursery. I'm just trying to keep up with comments as I go here, y'all. If you have any questions or comments, throw them out, okay? So I have a huge announcement. That's going to impact everybody. Actually, I kind of have two, but one I will tell you about tomorrow night. One is going to change the way we do everything, especially on Sundays. Okay. So again, if you're at the meeting tomorrow night, you'll get to hear it. If you're not, you'll have to wait till Sunday. Okay. So y'all come to the meeting tomorrow night. I'm going to go over some of this. We'll talk about a plan for moving things. We'll begin to move things. We may even be knocking out some walls tomorrow night, y'all. Okay. You may need to bring a sledgehammer tomorrow night, because we may be straight up knocking down some walls tomorrow night. Okay. But you will be privy to a big announcement, and I'm excited about it. I hope that it'll excite you. I think it's gonna be good for us moving forward. But anyway, I hope to see you tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. We'll have pizza for you and your family. Come out and be ready and be focused and have good ideas, but most of all, be ready to work, y'all. We really will be working and serving tomorrow night. We have a dumpster that's empty. We're going to fill that thing up if we need to. We're going to get these classrooms ready. We're going to think through everything. We're going to have procedures. If we need to rewrite and rethink some things about how Sunday morning goes, we'll do that as well. Mr. Dean, I'll throw a Zoom link up for the meeting. You guys know it's hard for me to manage the Zoom and do a meeting at the same time, but for the talking portion of the meeting, I'll throw a Zoom link up. But let me caution you, don't let that Zoom link keep you at home. Okay. I know some of you guys, like I know Miss Wanda is nursing Gomer back to health, and Gomer, we hope you're doing well, man. We're praying for you. If you need to stay at home and absolutely can't make it tomorrow night, we understand. But if you can come out tomorrow night and help us out, that would be great. Okay. Any other questions, comments? I think that's all I wanted to share with you. I've been on for 19 minutes, so I'll cut this off at 20 minutes if there's no more questions or comments. If nobody's told you they love you today, let me be the first. I love you. We got some new hats. We'll put those down there tomorrow night. So if you want to come out and get a hat tomorrow night, we'll have those available. Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it. And again, we have no secrets. We desire to be as transparent as possible with everything that we do. So you guys come out and be a hand, be a help, be a servant tomorrow night as we prepare. We've done this several times in the past year and a half, but we've got to make more room, and we've got to prepare for an increase. And yeah, patience and benefit of the doubt are required, Tim. Very, very much so. We appreciate your patience. I appreciate your faith and trust in me and our leadership. I really do. I truly believe the best is yet to come, y'all. I'm as excited now as I've ever been in my life, and I'm looking forward to great things. So thank you guys who are serving. Thank you guys who are on here who are prospective servants. You're a prospect. You're thinking about it, and we hope that you'll plug in and dive in head first, and we'll give God all the glory. Okay. Again, loving God, making disciples, equipping saints, serving others. That's what we're about. That's what we want to be about. And in doing that, we want to do God the honor. We want to give God the glory, and we want to do what He's called us to do and plan and prepare so that we are not caught off guard. Okay. I love you guys. If nobody's told you again, they love you. I love you. I appreciate you. If we can serve you in any way, reach out, let us know. I hope to see you tomorrow night at 6. Pizza, meeting, and work tomorrow night. Okay. Pizza, meeting, and work tomorrow night. Be there at 6. Be ready to roll. And if you have any questions in the meantime, shoot them out to me. Emergency meeting, but it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that we're meeting tomorrow night. Okay. Love you guys. See you soon.